ever since Kirby's Return to Dreamland, there's been a little butterfly at the end and some type of secret, not counting Kirby Superstar Ultra, which is when Galactonite first appeared. So before I get into the actual history of Galactonite and Morphonite and how this video could turn out, please hit the like and the subscribe buttons and hit the notification bell, because I have a couple other videos in backlog, like Mario Kart 9 Theories, which will be my next video. Keep a lookout for that. I call it Kirby Soulsucker because there's a lot of things that a bunch of bosses have had in common, especially when they're secret final bosses. Like, take Magolor. Take Magolor's soul, for example, in Kirby's Return to Dreamland Extra Mode. Ugh, that's just one example. Then I believe the extra form of Marks in the True Arena of Kirby Superstar Ultra is also Soul Marks. Do you see where I'm going with this? Unfortunately, the only scenes I have is Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and unfortunately, I don't have everything for Kirby's Return to Dreamland either, so that's a little troublesome for me. Oh look, here's a couple of other names that have the word soul in them. Soul of Sectonia, Star Dream Soul OS. I mean, like, how does an AI have a soul? I mean, I know Zane from Ninjago, but geez, why? What else? Ooh, I know. Soul Melter EX, it's got the word soul, no messing around. Then Void Soul, you get where I'm going with this. Then there's Forgo Soul, which we didn't even get to battle, but would have been really cool if we did. And of course, let's not forget about Galactonite. Ooh, Galactonite. Don't get me started on Galactonite, even though I said let's get started on Galactonite. There I go again, rambling. Anyway, Galactonite, coming from Kirby Superstar Ultra, Meta Knight made his own trip to the supernova that Marks and Kirby went off to in order to make the Sun and Moon stop fighting. Marks wished for ultimate power instead, and Meta Knight wished to fight the greatest warrior in the galaxy. Sorry, Kirby. Bruh. First appearance, Galactonite gets defeated. Second appearance in Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Galactonite is in some type of crystal prison and gets defeated by Kirby and his friends. Third appearance in Kirby Planet Robobot, Galactonite's in that same crystal prison. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Galactonite kind of flew off in Kirby's Return to Dreamland, wasn't put back in that crystal prison from when it appeared in Kirby's Return to Dreamland. It just flew away out of nowhere. And now Galactonite's all of a sudden back in the prison, ready to fight Meta Knight again. Galactonite then slashes down Star Dream, and Meta Knight takes down Galactonite again. Personally, when I played against Galactonite, I barely made it out alive. Galactonite and Meta Knight's moveset are pretty similar, but it can get a little bit tricky. In the fourth appearance of Galactonite in Kirby Star Allies, Galactonite is not in the cage. And I think I may have been able to put together the order in my mind on how Galactonite has fight Kirby and his friends. First appearance is against Meta Knight when he summons Galactonite via the supernova. The second appearance actually being Galactonite returns in Kirby Planet Robobot, since Galactonite gets back into her crystal prison after getting defeated Meta Knight. But I'm actually not exactly sure if that's the case. It's been a long while since I've played Kirby Planet Robobot, so I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, the third appearance is actually Kirby Return to Dreamland, because Galactonite is back in the crystal prison and flies off after being defeated, and then gets summoned by Highness by the fourth appearance, not in that crystal prison. If Return to Dreamland really did take place after Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot, then it would explain quite a little bit of things. During the credits from Magolor Epilogue, we see Magolor come out of his portal with the apple that gave him back his powers. Then of course he's in games like Team Kirby Clash, I believe, where he's like reintroducing himself as a good guy merchant thing. Somebody help me please. And if so, it would explain how long it took for Magolor to get back. It probably took him years in that portal instead of just a couple of hours, which is how long it took me to complete Magolor Epilogue. It probably took him years to get out of that interdimensional abyss, and that's why what looks like in the background is the Forgotten Land, just as he's battling the Master Crown tree thing. I could spend an entire hour talking on what the Master Crown actually is and why it's a tree, but I'm gonna hold off on that for another time. You know how in the Lego Movie 2, the second part, and it gets hit by that asteroid in the star system and travels back in time to save himself? That's probably where the timeline split. It's like maybe something happened in a completely different event. Even just the smallest thing had changed, and Kirby's Return to Dreamland happened all over again, and that's why Galactonite gets, and that's how Galactonite is in the cage, but flies away, but isn't in the cage in Star Allies. I just named a branched off timeline, and I just referenced Loki from the MCU. I am so sorry. Assuming this is true, where does the butterfly fit in? Well, the butterfly has been acting like a judgmental figure. I mean, again, the only scene I have is Kirby's Return to Dreamland, but notice how the butterfly lands on King Dedede. I thought it was just because of the flower, and that's natural. Of course it's natural, but it could be judging whether to let him live, if he does live, or let him die. That's just so brutal. And that's not the only time. We also see him we also see this butterfly at the beginning and end of Kirby Triple Deluxe and Robobot as well. Not to mention that in Kirby Planet Robobot, we see two butterflies as King Dedede and his Waddle Dees are getting out of the rubble from the castle. And seeing how Morpho Knight was defeated by Kirby and his gang in Kirby Star Allies, how does Morpho Knight return as another butterfly in the Forgotten Land? Because there's more than one. That's how. These butterflies are acting like judgmental godly figures. That's really freaky. I believe even Nintendo confirmed it one time, but of course I'm not able to bring the picture up. I'm so sorry. But still, this is something to take note. Although this is the case, I'm actually a little bit skeptical of it myself. If you want to know how I'm skeptical of it, here's my reasons. The butterflies aren't actually judging anyone. They're just feeding off of souls that needed to die. Look again on how almost every secret final boss has had the name Soul. Soul as they battled Kirby. Void Soul, Soul of Sectonia, Stardream Soul, OS Magolor Soul. I mean, Magolor survived. Magolor clearly survived. So did Marks. That is clearly proven. All the others, the butterfly has just been hanging about Kirby, waiting for when Kirby has probably ended his next journey for another one to begin. Not that these butterflies can judge those enemies of whom Kirby has defeated. Not just that, but also for the fact that it's trying to feed on these souls. Forgo, Soul, and Galactonite are one of them. Galactonite has had 3 grueling battles with Meta Knight and Kirby. It was about time it was surprising how Galactonite didn't die, so Morpho Knight killed Galactonite and sucked up its soul, and what form did it come to? It came to Morpho Knight. It took its form. And then it took Soul Forgo's body and soul and ate them and got its powers back into Morpho Knight again. And if you've played Forgotten Land, then you've probably noticed on how the fact that the ghosts that Morpho Knight spawns are in the shape of Soul Forgo. Let's not forget that the Stardream Soul OS was also made from the remains of the shattered supernova from when Marks crashed into it during Kirby Superstar Ultra. That's just crazy, isn't it? And the Master Crown also gave Magolor his powers. Do you see where I'm going with this? The Morpho Knight didn't need to consume Marks or Magolor. Instead, it got what would have been Marks and Magolor from the Supernova and Stardream. And the Master Crown, after after they've all been defeated by Kirby and his friends. But wait, you may ask, if the Master Crown was destroyed by Magolor, then where would the butterfly have been to consume the Master Crown in that tree shape? Well, assuming that this really is the Forgotten Land in the background, it's just a theory. Maybe after Chaos Elphalus has been defeated by Kirby moments before the Master Crown is destroyed, then maybe, just maybe, the butterfly reincarnated back into a butterfly after Chaos Elphalus was defeated to get the remains of the Master Crown. I'm not able to confirm that the butterflies have been consuming the beings that Kirby and his friends have defeated, because all we really know that the butterfly has consumed is Soul Forgo and Galactonite. That's what I was looking for. The reason I thought of the name Kirby Soulsucker is because I thought that this Morpho character has been sucking up souls and consuming the bodies of almost every foe Kirby's fought since Kirby Superstar Ultra, which by the way is a remake. Personally, I would love to finally see Nintendo and HAL Labs do something for once that actually opens up on the side story of what their Kirby games have been doing. Since Return to Dreamland, there's been some sort of special side story hidden somewhere, whether it was the True Arena or the extra mode in the games. I would just like a Kirby mainline game that's supposed to expand somehow on where the extra mode for that game would leave off. Give us some more detail on Galactonite and Morpho, and that's all I'm asking for. This video was a little longer than others, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you all in my Mario Kart 9 theories video, and hit the notification bell to see when it comes out, which I'm planning to have it come out tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.